Hello, I'm just waiting to see if anybody is live. Is anybody with me? Just wait to see if anyone can join. This is a bit unexpected. It's a bit unexpected, and I am going to be doing a blind testing. So just wait for a few viewers to join. We have 3 people in the room. This is a test. Who's in the room? Can anyone say hello? Can I have a thumbs up from anybody if you can hear me okay? Can you see me okay? Who have we got? Nice shirt. We have Michael. We have Scott. Thanks for joining. Can you hear me okay, Scott? Is the sound good? Good to average? Poor? Reasonable? Hey, we have Nigel and Paul. I didn't expect to get this many in. This isn't my live stream. We're not going live now. That's a bit later on. This is a test because I've put up some new. I'm using my phone as a webcam, and I'm using my son's speakers microphone. It's the only thing I could find to work, and we're using my son's gaming computer. So the idea behind this is that it won't turn off like it did last time. Well, hopefully not. That's the plan anyway. Now we have Rosa Salas in the house. So there is a little reason apart from the testing of the equipment, just to make sure that's all working. But that looks good to me. It looks like a better setup than previous. And Paul, yes, the live will start at 4:30. This is a pre-live, just to make sure everything's working. We have Jon in the house. Hello. So we have a good little bunch already. Hey, BB. So the reason for the live right this moment, I've seen a few Instagram videos on this, on the Instagram TV, is Rosa Salas have sent me 2 bottles. And the 2 bottles that he sent are new. He sent them to a couple of reviewers and to get their thoughts and to have a bit of fun to see what they get from them. And I've started to sort of get an idea now of what's in them, tried to get to grips with them a little bit really, and see if I can get anywhere near what is there. Now, I've got to put it out there, I love both fragrances. When I first sniffed them, I think I sprayed too much and I found them a little bit overpowering. And I thought, oh no, what's he sent me? It's going to be a bit challenging. But after wearing both, they're not challenging to me at all. They are actually quite easy to wear and quite interesting. So, yeah, my shirt. Do you like my shirt, Jon? Do you not like it? This is my summer shirt. This is from Superdry. I don't usually go for much stuff from Superdry, but I really like this one. Quite a smart summer shirt, I thought. Tony bought one. I think I need it in this occasion because I think we are all a little bit off, is how I feel about it. I've watched the videos and I think they're slightly off what they could be. So I am going to start with, bear with me. So the people that these have been sent to are John, Kevin at Mersey Scents, Centralised, so Barry's got them, and Centurion's got them, and myself. So that's the people that I believe have them. So I'm just checking that on my phone. Apologies. And then on to my thoughts on them. So let me move firstly into Ceylon. See if I can get that on. Can you see that okay? Yeah, Ceylon, there we go. So that is the first one that I'm going to try and break down for you. Now, these really worry me because I've picked up a few fragrances before where I'm blind testing them, and I genuinely sometimes really don't have a clue what I'm picking out. And Nigel touched on this on the stream the other day and said, don't worry about it. We have, who else? Have we got anyone else in the room? We've got Fragrance Anatomy. Hello, thanks for joining. So, Ceylon. Now, I could have cheated, tried to type Ceylon into Google, see if I can find an association with the name. Becca did that. It didn't work. So we didn't find anything. Yo, 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 yo. We have new dandelions in the house. Right, so first one. Let me just give this a quick spray. I'm going to spray it on my arm. Let's give that a little air in first. Let that settle down just a touch. Just tell us your story. Thank you, Nigel. I'll tell you the story. Right. Now, this smells really familiar, very familiar. And off the bat, when I get the opening, I get a hint of booze. So I get like a rum accord. It could be whiskey. I know they're completely different alcohols, but I get a rum or a whiskey accord. Then what really hits me is cinnamon. Now, the cinnamon that comes through, it reminds me of those aniseed or fireballs. I don't know if you know what those are, but it's really, really strong on that sort of fireball, aniseed balls effect. So I get like an aniseed in there immediately. Those little red balls. So you must know what they are. I used to love them as a kid. So that is what I get very quickly. Then I might be way off here, but I get like a cherry tobacco type vibe to it. So, sorry, I am smelling one from Rosa Salas blindly. I don't know. This is going to be going live soon on the Rosa Salas website, I believe. It's called Ceylon 075. And we are blind testing this to see. This will be an interpretation of something. So the interpretation will be of something famous out there. It could be niche. It could be designer. I'm guessing from this, it's quite niche. It's more of a summer winter scent. It reminds me of winter. It reminds me of Christmas quite a bit because I get some cloves and some spices in there. So that's another feature I get from it. So that is. Sorry, apologies for banging the table down. I've got to be careful because I've got my camera on a tripod, and every time I touch the table, it wobbles. So apologies. So that is what I get. So the cherry tobacco's there, and then in the dry down, I get something even sweeter coming through. So maybe like a vanilla. I also get some patchouli, and I get. What was the other things I got? So apologies, yeah. So cinnamon, patchouli, tobacco, sandalwood, so something creamy and thick in the base, maybe with some added vanilla, possibly. So that is what I get from that. Yeah, so let me just catch on some of the cloves. Another one makes sense that I missed. And so this to me is Christmas. It's cherry tobacco. It reminds me of a couple of different fragrances. So to give you an idea of something it might smell like, I don't think they are necessarily this, but it smells a little bit like Insurrection, Nigel. It smells a little bit like Pure Havana, just a touch, and I think that's the tobacco. And it smells a little bit like Herod. So it's in that sort of vein. It's quite resinous. It's quite thick. You can see from the colour of the juice that, and you know what? The performance is insane. So we have Hillary in the house. Hi, Hillary. Thanks for joining. So that is Ceylon. I think that it is Ojan from Parfums de Marly is my final guess. Now I haven't had the good fortune to smell that particular Parfums de Marly fragrance yet. So that is my guess. It is Ojan, but it is very sort of cherry tobacco, vanilla, patchouli, sandalwood, cloves, some spices. It reminds me of Christmas. Maybe some woods or some pine or something in the background. So that is my guess on Ceylon. We'll see if we get any close to it, John and Scott, and we'll see if that happens. Oh, by the way, Scott, haircut, looking good. Becca done that yesterday. I did say that she gave me a haircut. I've left the top. She done the backs and here, and she done the sides. I don't think she done a bad job. And newly trimmed beard as well, which is coming on nicely. So there we go. Thanks, Scott. Yeah, so he's either going to be wearing a hat or not, but I think she's done a reasonable job there. Right, maybe I used to live in Bermuda in another life at Christmas, but you're right, Nige. What we get is what we get. That's what I get from it. I might be way off, John, and you might be much closer. And I don't think it's a competition. I think it's a bit of fun. I love doing this, but I don't think I'm particularly brilliant at picking out individual notes. Now, oh, where's my belt? Right, Hillary, she is currently taking some pictures with her new light box, which is about this big. It is huge. It's about that tall. Incredible bit of kit that she splashed the cash on. So we got her a new light box, and she's currently having a play with a few new things that we've got in this week. So this is a pre-live, a live before the main live later. We've still got our mystery guest to come, so I'm not going to get this through because I'm going to need something to eat. I'm going to have dinner and everything before we start. So this isn't a long video. It's really just to test the equipment, which I think is working well, and the microphone's working well. And it's also to do this live blind testing of the two Rosa Salas. Light's garage. Is that what I said? She's in the garage, which is my studio, and her studio, which is really messy out there. So I won't take you out there. And she has got her new light box that she's playing with. Right, on to the next fragrance. And this one is called Amethyst. Let me try and hold that up to the camera, see if you can see it. There you go. Amethyst. So that is the other new fragrance coming, and this one's 074. Now, I wore this to work on Friday. My scent of the day was LA, Los Angeles by Galavant, and I'd sprayed that first, and then, sorry, excuse me?
Can I say something?
Yes, of course you can.
Mummy's light box is massive.
It is really big, isn't it? It's huge. Yeah.
She can put like 100 things in there.
She can, yeah. She can put something that big in there, can't she? Take a picture of it. Yeah. There we go. That was important.
Wait.
Oh, hold on.
I might even be able to fit in there.
I think you could fit in there. You have to ask Mummy if you could get in there and she'd take a picture of it. Give it a go.
Maybe the lights were off.
Maybe, yeah.
When she's finished.
Yeah. It is Phoebe size, John. It is huge. So it is 64 centimetres by 64 centimetres. I haven't converted that into inches, but that is a good size. Josh, are you wanting to get through or not? No? Okay. Right, so Amethyst is the next one. Now, what do I get from this? I'll get back into the story. I was wearing LA as my scent of the day, and I wore that to work, sprayed it on first thing, and I was getting lovely wafts of it too. What an amazing fragrance that is. Sorry to give them a plug on this, but it's incredible stuff. And I decided to give this a little spray, just one spray on my hand. And that was about 11 o'clock in the morning. And I could still smell it when I got home that evening. Now, just the one spray was more than enough. If I was wearing it to work and it was my only fragrance, I don't think I'd spray too much of it up and around this area. I would maybe spray wrist, hand, give it a little dab and walk and leave it, because you will get incredible wafts of it. It's powerful, powerful stuff, but it's not challenging, not to me. If you spray too much of it, I think it could be really, really pushing it too far. So my best advice if you was to pick this up is do not overspray. Now, what do I get from this? The individual notes I'm going to struggle with slightly, but I've just watched Scott's and there's a couple of things I agree on. But let me give you an idea of what this one is. Now, this reminds me, let me spray it on this arm. Give it another go. There we go. All right. Now, I struggle with the opening in terms of what it is. Let me tell you the main base note. The main base note, I think, is vanilla. And this reminds me of a couple of different fragrances. It reminds me a little bit of Cubano, which is Rose Salas's, or Tobacco Vanille. It reminds me a little bit of that. And the reason I say that is because of the vanilla dry down. It also reminds me of Black Afghano by Nasamato. So that is something else it reminds me of. It's quite salty, and I'm not copying you there, Scott, but I get the same thing there, mate. Not sure where that would be coming from. Maybe there's some ambergris in there that's doing that. I'm struggling with the middle notes and stuff. It's not green, it's not gourmand, although it's quite resinous. You can see from the colour reduce, it's very clear, but this really sticks to the skin. Really potent stuff. Yes, it is potent stuff, and sprays I'd recommend, Paul, on both of these, just 2 sprays would last you all day. So if you want a powerful fragrance, then these. Now, I don't particularly think that, I think they're going to be too much on a really, really hot day. Although I did wear this on a hot day, but I wasn't in an air-conditioned environment, so it did work for that. So just be careful. If you're wearing it out to a barbecue or something in high heat, it could be a little bit too much, and I don't think Vuitton will mind me saying that. And that's the same with either of those 2 fragrances. To me, they're not summer freshies. Now, in the opening of that again, there's a beautiful sweety, salty accord, vanilla, a little bit of tobacco in this maybe as well. I might be completely way off there, but it's definitely got some spice to it. And the spice, almost like a saffron, like an expensive spice I get from it. It could be like I think it is, it's not saffron that's in it, I don't believe, but it smells like expensive spices. It's not overpowering, so to me, it's not really peppery, or it doesn't get up your nose. It's just faint there, enough to give it some interesting, enough to give it an interesting composition. So they're both atomic, Paul. Yes, 100%. Is Tom Ford effing fabulous worth it? I haven't tried that, Michael. I believe Vuitton's got a version of that. It might be worth Freaky Ace giving that a try first, Michael, and see if you like the composition, and then moving on to the real thing if you really enjoy it, maybe. But there we go. Nigel's put that the Rose Salas FAB is great, and yeah, Kevin at Mersey Centre really enjoys that too. He thinks that's fabulous. So John thinks it was a powdery. Yes, John, there could be some iris in this for sure. There's something clean in there. There's that adds to the cleanliness, and the saltiness is there. So maybe I'll tell you what it reminds me a little bit. Have you ever tried a shower gel that's got that sort of blue? It's like a blue one, and it might have like salt minerals and sea salt, and I don't know what it might be. But we've had one that's in a blue bottle, or it's a blue liquid, and it's quite salty. And that reminds me of that a little bit, but then it's got the vanilla and maybe tobacco in there as well. So really, really interesting. I would hazard, I can't, I'm really struggling to actually pinpoint what fragrance this is. Vador did think that I would love it. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of Black Afghano, so it reminds me a little bit of that. And Tobacco Vanille, I have really thoroughly enjoyed that, although Bex hates it. It's too challenging for her, but I love it. Brings back lots of scent memories, that fragrance, and I love his version of that. So this reminds me a touch of that, a touch of it. I am guessing, I said straight away this could be a Nasamato fragrance. Again, I'm not sure which one it could be. Obviously, it could be. I don't know if it's Pardon or I'm not sure. So I am as in the dark as the other reviewers, and I'm sure that the tour will be carrying this on for a little bit longer. And the tour, might I suggest that you get it to someone with a more experienced nose than me. Someone like Nigel would be fab at, I think, picking some of these notes out. I also think that Claire Smurfy-Gurley would be brilliant because she seems to be really good with picking notes out as well. I've struggled a little bit, but hey, I might have done okay. Who knows? Right, has anyone, the other reason for the live, and I'm going to be making some notes and some screenshots. Right, here we go. I can say whether you're right or not yet, Tony, but all I can say is superb note picking. Ooh, that gives me some confidence. There we go. So we will see. We will see. I was a little bit more vague on Amethyst. I struggled with that a little bit more. Right, we've got Steve in the house. Hi, Steve. Right, don't say it just yet, Bator. Then you tell us when you're ready, mate. Right. The other reason for the live is because we want our viewers to maybe fire some funny questions for our mystery guest. And although you don't know who the mystery guest is and you will ask questions possibly later, I want to take some pre-questions from you guys and see if there's anything that you would like to ask. And see, I'll jot them down, and they could be random questions. So we've got a section of questions that are, I forget the name of it. Bear with me 1 second. Josh, what's the name of the questions where you can say yes or no, or answer one way or another, or they're not without a worry in it? What are they? What are the questions? They're like scenario questions. Like, so if I say to you, would you rather? Would you rather questions? I want some would you rather questions from my live viewers. Sorry about that. My mind went blank. Is everyone still here? The comments have gone a bit quiet. The comments seem to have stopped. Multiple choice. Yeah, we can do some multiple choice questions. That's not what I was thinking. It was, what did I just say? Would you rather questions. So, which hand to use your brush your teeth? Which hand to use to brush your teeth? Your Boris or Trump, and do you like Tony's hair? We can do that, can't we? Let me just take a screenshot. That's, I think, going to be the most efficient way of grabbing these. Bear with me 1 moment. So this is my old phone, and my old phone will take the screenshot, John. So there we go. So that's that one. Have we got any other questions that we can ask? Have you got any ideas? Luke put a great one, and something along the lines of, what was your most troubling diarrhea experience, or something along those lines, which I thought was quite good. Would you rather have Barry in the house? Hi, Barry. Would you rather have Tony's hair or shirt? Yep, like that. Let me grab a picture. There we go. There's another picture. So, any more? So we've got some. I'll give you an example of some of the questions you could ask. Is would you rather spend the day with an elephant or a giraffe? That's the random crap I'm asking for. So Barry, we've been testing my equipment, and we've also been testing a couple of new Rosa Salas fragrances to see what we get from them. And I've just done that. Would you rather fingers or toes? Let me show that. There we go. Here we go. Done. Clop or pep is a great one. Like it. Am I late? Barry, you're not late. You are early. We are going live at 4:30, so I'll be ending this fairly soon, and we'll all talk again later. I don't want to live you all out. Would you rather have dinner with Jezza or go knitting with Demi? Oh, what a great question. This is the sort of crap I was looking for, John. This is the stuff of dreams. Would you rather spend the day as an elephant or giraffe? That's what I just said. Would you rather spend the day as an elephant or a giraffe? I think I would rather spend my day as an elephant, because I would love to suck that water up through that trunk and spray it all out, especially on a hot day like this. How awesome would that be? And my neighbours, if there was, or not necessarily neighbours, but if there was anyone I didn't like, I could go and like just take a dump on their like lawn or something, and that would like fill the whole front garden up. So that is one thing I could do. I'd enjoy that, I think. So I would rather spend the day as an elephant. Have we got any other questions, people? Any other questions? Any other questions? Oh, while I'm on, look. I've eaten them all now because I'm a greedy git. Has anyone tried these? Look at that. Strawberry and mint flavour after eights. They are awesome. Look. Done them all though. There's some of the wrappers. They are really good. Really, really good. If you like after eights and you like strawberry, you'd love those. Right, what else have we got here? Would you rather have money or love? Like, that is a great question. And you know what? It'd be nice to have some nice mixture of stupid and clever. Right, what else have we got here? Demi Rawlins' boyfriend is not in her league. Call me Demi. Michael, I haven't seen a picture of you yet, mate, so I couldn't judge. We have Jim in the house. Hello, Jim. Hello, hello, hello. John, would you prefer to be cleaning if... you know what? I'm probably a hippo. I would imagine the elephant stuff is bigger. I don't know. I'm guessing that would be harder to clean. Would you rather have 10 cheap frags or one niche? Nice one. Like that. You can buy love for about 15 minutes, I've heard, Bazza. Brilliant. I thought this was starting 2 hours from now. Jim, you are right. It is. It is starting. This is a test of the new equipment, and it's also a test of the blind testing Rosa Salas, and to get some questions from you guys. So this is a pre-live, so I won't be staying much longer. So you'll have to see the prettier face of the two of us later on. I'm here now. It's going to be okay. We have Robes in the house. Hello, Mark. Thanks for joining. I'm a little bit overwhelmed that such a large Star has decided to join the live, and I've not prepared anything. This is a testing of my equipment for my live later. I'll be having another reviewer on. They will be my mystery guest, and they will be on. Sorry, I got an itchy nose. They'll be on at 5 o'clock, but the live starts at 4:30. So feel free to join us later, Mark. But thanks for joining the live. So yeah, so let me just tell you. Sorry, I've got a really itchy nose. Let me just tell you a little bit about what's going on with the equipment. So last week, as my regulars know, my laptop overheated and just cut out. Not just once, but twice. And my mystery guest had to, and that was Killer Frags. He had to hold the fort, and I was really embarrassed. So this week we had to find a better way of doing this, and I think we found a better way. I think. So it looks good anyway, I think. So we are using, instead of my webcam that I bought, which wasn't cheap, but I wasn't impressed by the quality of it. But StreamYard, if you're not subscribed, you don't get their premium package. I think it only allows you up to 720 HD anyway. But the camera I'm using up there is actually my phone. It works all right, doesn't it? And we're using my son's gaming computer, which he didn't really know about, so he's just come downstairs. I don't think he's that impressed possibly that I'm using it, because what's he going to do? He'll have to go on his Xbox. And I'm also using Josh's headset, so he can't even talk to his mates. So this was the only microphone that I could find that would work. I was trying to get my Rode mic linked into the headset to try and get that working, and I couldn't get it working. I was getting really frustrated. So in the end, we just literally, this is done by Bluetooth, just literally plugged this in, and we didn't plug it in, just turned it on, and bob's your ankle.
You can change how that microphone.
Okay, so can you turn the microphone up and down then?
Not on there. On
the settings.
Computer, yeah.
But the sound's all okay, I take it again, people. Is the sound as good as usual, better than usual, worse than usual? That'd be good. This background is also much better in the bright sun. Well, yeah, I think what's happening there, Michael, as well, is that the camera is a little bit further away and the camera is bigger. So I think it allows more in, which is, it suits it, I think. So we are in my dining room at the moment, and this is my dining room table, and this is just the wall behind. So, and apparently the sound is better. So there we go. Do you want to join? No. Josh doesn't want to join. Right, has anyone got any questions? I'll tell you what, Josh could answer them without going on camera. This would be interesting, see what he comes up with, because it's not scripted at all. I would love you to ask me or ask Josh some questions. I'll pin them up on the screen so we can see them from where he is, and Josh can answer them for you. So Josh will try and read what's on the screen. So why Josh is here, because he doesn't usually want to get involved in this because his dad's embarrassing. So you can try and embarrass me further. Let's get you asking Josh some questions. Josh is 18. Josh started to get into fragrances himself. He started ordering lots of little decants. He's got a few bottles, and I know Josh definitely raids my stuff. And I know he really loves the chronic. So he's onto a winner straight away. So have you got any questions for my 18-year-old boy who is that side of the camera, Josh? Right, Josh, first question. How many Lynx deodorants does your Pops own? Do I only need Lynx deodorants?
There's a few upstairs, isn't there?
What, in my bit?
Yeah, there's a couple.
What have I got? I know of one I've got that I don't use very often, but I have got it.
Was it like the chocolate one?
Yes, I have got that. That's good, actually. Yeah.
That's not too bad.
No, it's not chocolate.
Lynx.
What is it? Dark Temptation. Dark Temptation. Right. Here we go. Right to Josh. So I own probably two. I've always got Lynx Africa because I think I've got about 20 bottles of that I've received. Yeah, my mum buys them at Christmas, so I've got probably 20 of those stashed away. But I quite like the Dark Temptation one. The problem with wearing anything like Axe or Lynx is that it interferes with what you're wearing. So I tend to just use an antiperspirant to stop the sweating, and it's quite a neutral smell, so it doesn't interfere with what I'm wearing. Right, we've got, see you in a bit, guys. We've got the tour's off, so hopefully he'll be back on later. See you later, Vitor. Thanks for joining. Does your dad wear Youp Hom on the sly? Have I got Youp fragrance? Have I got Youp? Do you know what Youp is?
I've seen you.
Have I got it?
I don't know if you got that one in particular.
It's like a pinky juice.
Yeah, you've had that, haven't you?
Have
Or
I?
is it the orange one?
Yeah, I haven't got Youp. 100% haven't got Youp. Josh won't catch me out on that. He can go out and try and find it if you want. He won't, and it's not even hiding. He hasn't got it. Right, what is Josh's dream fragrance from the Centurion? What have you liked of mine so far? What type of fragrance? What has been your favourites?
See, because I prefer a blue fragrance, but that's because of people I hang around. They just prefer a casual smell, really, compared to something like the Chronic.
Yeah.
I don't think my mates would like the Chronic as much.
But you like it a lot.
Oh yeah, I like it.
So you think you've got more sophisticated taste than they've got?
Yeah.
Right. And is that because of more what I've had and you've been testing, or do you think you would have done that anyway?
I'm not really sure. I think it's because of the amount of stuff we keep getting in now.
Yeah, we're getting a lot in, aren't we?
Yeah, so I've just got a lot more to try.
Yeah. There we go. So that's Josh's answer. So Josh prefers a blue fragrance. So he's got YSL, the YSL Live, the EDP, not the EDP, the EDT. I think he'd like to try the EDP, which is the stronger version. He likes Dior Sauvage. He would nick that off me every 5 minutes if he could. I hide that bottle, I think, sometimes. No, I don't. I'll put them all out there now. You can get to it.
Yeah.
Too.
There's a Chanel Blue. I've had a decant of that.
Yeah, Bleu de Chanel.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Which I can't seem to find Barry's stuff. Have you nicked any of that? No. Okay. Right. So what else have we got? So the Centurions. Right. We've answered that one. On to next. What is the best fragrance that you've nicked from your old man? Even if it's just once. Is there anything that you keep going to? I'll tell you one you used to go for a lot was Pocket Scent, was Pineapple Sauvage. You used to rinse that, but that was early. That was a little while ago.
That was quite long ago. That Rio Duro.
Rio Duro. Virgin Island water from Rosa Salas.
Yeah.
Okay. You like that? There we go.
Like a holiday.
So Josh really likes Rio Duro from Rose Salas. Right. You trained him well if he's into niche fragrances. Well, I'm not really into niche fragrances massively, but I think Josh just likes the smell of different things. So he's also watching stuff. There's a really good one. What's your favourite fragrance? What's your favourite?
My favourite? I'm not really sure because I like to change it quite often.
Okay.
Like with most things in general, I like to change.
I'll tell you
what I do quite often.
You've won a lot that you've got a lot of compliments on. What's that?
Oh,
Club de Nuit Intense Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Josh got Club de Nuit Intense Man for Christmas, and he's rinsed that because when I go to the bottle, it doesn't seem like there's a lot in it, and I don't wear it a lot. I've worn it a few times this year, not a huge amount, 3 or 4 times possibly.
It's because of work.
But Josh loves wearing it to work, and probably to college as well. So absolutely rinses Club de Nuit Intense Man. Would you own? This is a question from me. Would you own the real Creed Aventus if you could? If money wasn't an object, would you treat yourself to it?
Probably, yeah.
Probably. Okay.
When we went to London, it's pretty nice.
Yeah. Right. We've got Josh. Subscribe to Rhodes 08. You can look him up on your phone. And he's got Hindu Kush from Mansera will impress you. So Robes 08. Robes, Mark, he's just about to subscribe to you. He subscribes to, that's him. How many followers has Mark got, Josh?
What? 39,700.
39,700. There we go. Let me have a look, see if that's the right one. Bear with me.
That's definitely the right one.
Robes 08. There we go. So, yeah, he's just subbed to you, Mark, if you're still here. So Josh has just subbed to your channel, and he does watch a bit. So Josh watches, I think I've caught him out watching a couple of bits, but I think and that's only because he said, have you seen this or have you seen that? So he watches, who do you watch? Is there anyone you watch from the UK? I know there is.
It would be Fragmental.
he watches Chris, so he's, I wouldn't say a big fan of watching fragrance videos. He watches YouTube a lot, but he does watch a couple, I believe. Have you watched Jeremy Fragrance? Anything from him?
I've watched a couple videos.
Do you like his hip thrusting and his moonwalking and stuff?
No,
And his spins? Do you think I should start spinning on camera?
No.
That embarrass you anymore?
Yes.
Okay, right. What else have we got? I'm sort of catching up with the comments here. Oh, this is a good one. So I'm just going back through. Always ready to plug. Would you rather be an unknown? Right. This, I'm just going to take a picture of that, Barry, because that is for later on. So apologies. Let me just grab a picture of that. Right. See if at all. What else have we got? Always ready to plug. I like the Fahrenheit one piece, is it? Here we go. That was a bit of a shady answer there. Now, I think that was about to do with the links.
Oh.
There we go. That's a good one. Does your dad have any leather pants, leather pants or trousers?
Surprisingly not.
Surprisingly not. No, I haven't got any leather pants or trousers. Not that he's seen anyway. Does your dad use a lot of Just for Men dye? So in real life,
yeah.
looking at me, do I need to now use it, do you think? There's a few sprouting, isn't there?
Yeah, they're coming through.
So no, the answer is no, I don't use it. I do need to. It doesn't look like it there, but on the sides, it's starting to come through. So I do need to start. Right, what else have we got? How many pairs of Y fronts does your dad have? Dear, oh dear, Barry. Not as many as you. Hey! No, I don't wear Y fronts. They're not my favourite thing. They're not the most comfortable thing. They come up too far around the inside of your thighs. I don't like that feeling. It's not nice. We have a sophisticated lady in the house. Hello. Right, here we go. Oh, we missed. Who's your favourite fragrance reviewer? He's put Jon Snow's put, the ones on Insta are much better, aren't they? Because he's on Insta, he's not on YouTube. So,
Yeah.
So is your who's your favourite?
So I quite like Ash from Jensen's.
Oh, there we go. You've heard it here first. So he's sorry, Mark, but he's now subbed to you. So maybe you might be his new best reviewer. But Ash from Jensen's is Josh's favourite. There we go. Smiley face from Jim. Aventus is the 1 million of today. It certainly is. Josh, who's funnier, mum or dad? So that's that to me. To Josh, just to let everyone know, I don't think Becca will mind me saying this, that Josh is stepson to Becca, but she is really his mum. Like, let's face it, they've lived together for God knows how many years now. Well, I've been with Becca for 10 years, so that will give you an idea. So Becca is his mum. So who's funnier? And we're both in the room now. So Josh, answer this as honestly as you can, and who's prepared to pay you more? Just put it that way.
Probably Becca. I'll say Becca, just because she's younger, so she'll have more my type of humour. Yours is a lot of dad jokes.
I love a dad joke. Becca's like this. She's standing there doing this. So there we go. You heard it.
Are you going to be long?
No, I'm not going to be long. Becca's funnier. Okay. Right. Josh needs to just answer a couple more questions, I think. Bear with me. So Josh, Mark has put thanks, Josh, for subscribing to him. What's your favourite designer house? Right, shall I answer and Josh will answer? Because apparently Barry says I'm answering for you. So my favourite designer house is Dior. There we go. What's your favourite designer house? Shh. I won't answer. I was going to say something, then I won't say it.
I don't really know. I'll go quite like a lot of YSL stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably YSL.
Okay, there we go. Right, here we go. Dad, this is Nick. That's a great question, Nick. Does your dad spend more money on fragrance or takeaways? Now, Josh doesn't mind either, I don't think, but I'll let Josh answer.
probably fragrance, 100%.
Do you want that? Okay, you can do that. So Josh thinks I smell more. That's because we only have a takeaway. How many times do we have a takeaway a week?
Once.
We have takeaway once a week. But I just keep giving you pictures of it, Nick. So Josh missed out on the Chinese the other day. And the reason he missed out on the Chinese because he had ordered himself a Domino's about 2 hours before I got home. So he really missed out on that. He was gutted, but he was like literally full. He couldn't eat any. So who spends longer getting ready, your mum or your dad? That's easy. That's really easy.
Yeah, probably Becca.
Yeah, Becca 100% spends a lot longer than me. To me, for gents, it's easy. Becca complains about this all the time. You get up, you jump in the shower, you're in there 5 minutes, you've washed your balls, you've washed everything, you get out, and then you get dressed. I literally, to do my hair, is just a little bit of product, and it's not a lot, contrary to the opinion. It's usually a bit of hairspray. And I use a bit of powder, so the powder gives it the dryness, so it's not looking too wet. So I spend probably, to get up and get out the door, it would take me half an hour, but that's letting the dogs out, feeding the dogs.
Dependent on a lot of things.
If
you're getting ready, you'll be quicker. If we're trying to get out the door, on the other hand, you'll start thinking of other stuff you've got to do before we can leave the house.
Yeah, that's annoying, I bet. Right, catch you later, Pete. Barry's going to come later. Right, what's this? Ash's knowledge is unbelievable. He's 400 away from 100,000 subscribers. There we go. Dinner time for Barry. Right, Josh isn't going to stay too much longer. I'm not going to stay too much longer. What time is your stream, Barry? Barry, sorry, my stream is at 4:30. It starts. Mystery reviewer coming on at 5 p.m. Why can't I click on this? Bear with me. Right, stupid question. Can you tell Bex? You can tell Bex put some thought into it. Dear, oh dear. What's the stylish Irishman's in the house? Hello, mate. How you doing? Thanks for joining. We have just joined up to have a bit of fun. I've got a few people with me, but we do need to get going, mate. I'm really sorry. We've got dinner to sort out. I just wanted to test the equipment, and that's now sat there ready. 9:30 for talk and review tonight. Yeah, so sorry, Nick. I need to leave for work at bang on that time. But I'll tell you what I'll do when I get to work, and I've got Wi-Fi there because it uses a lot of data. I will have my headphones on and I will click play in my pocket, and I can at least be there and listen, but I won't be able to comment. The man who doesn't love Dior Homme Parfum. Oh no, get out, get out. I love that fragrance, and I love Dior Homme Intense. Lovely fragrance. Josh even likes that as well. Right, just before we go, I'm going to do a couple more questions because you've got an opportunity here to ask Josh anything more, because Josh isn't biased towards anything. Not that I am. He will answer to try and embarrass his dad, I'm sure. Is there anything that you want to ask Josh before we get going? The live will end in about 2 minutes. This live, anyway. So, any other questions for Josh before I go? Because you won't get this opportunity, I don't think, very often. He doesn't want to speak to his dad, doesn't want to speak, doesn't want to be anywhere near the camera when it's on. Oh, that's a good question. Look. Oh, that's harsh, though. Josh, do you prefer pocket scents or Rosa Salas?
Oh, that's pretty difficult, that one.
You don't have to answer it.
I don't know, I can both.
So what's your favourite from, would you say, pocket scents? We've had a couple of newer ones in quite recently, haven't we? That I really like. But what do you like? You like pineapple sauvage?
Yeah, I was going to say I'll probably stick with pineapple sauvage.
Do you like purple gourmand? Raspberry and vanilla?
That was quite nice, actually, the gourmand one.
Yeah.
Not as big a fan of the raspberry and vanilla, but that's just me.
Yeah, it can be a bit girly, that one, but John likes that for a reason. It's quite girly.
Yeah. I'll probably go Rosa Salas.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's the ones you like from then? I know you like the Virgin Island water.
Yeah, Virgin Island water I really like. Trying to think of the
Did you
name.
try Cabano, the tobacco vanilla one?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Was that too much for you? Did you like it? Or
It was better than the other one we tried.
Perfume
It was the
parlour.
perfume parlour one.
that was
yeah.
awful, wasn't
That
it?
was it's
Far too
headache
strong. Yeah.
on the way home.
Josh came over to Perfume Parlour with us, and when we all went to the shop together, and Josh came, and you got a couple of bits as well, didn't you? What ones did you get?
Prada L'Homme. I'm trying to think now. That's a long time ago. I've got them all upstairs.
Yeah, you got Versace Eros, but that didn't smell anything.
Oh,
like
that
it.
wasn't when we went there though.
No, you ordered that
I
afterwards.
think they put the wrong thing in there.
I think you're right. So yeah, no, Josh came to Perfume Parlour with us. He had a good time. He ordered what he wanted. I was in there a little while and boring him, and Josh was getting a bit imbalanced with that, I think. But Josh got himself. He got a few bits. You wore the Tiziana Terenzi one for a bit, didn't you?
Yes, yeah.
But it started getting a bit much after a while.
Yeah.
There was something in it that put us off, wasn't there?
Like a musky kind of
Yeah.
thing.
So yeah, I'm really pleased that obviously he likes fragrance as much as I do, and he's always quite interested to see, I think, what's got in the post to see what he can nick too. He doesn't like the old school stuff, like let's say like Blood Axe from Pocket Sense or the Bois de Portugal one and stuff like that.
Yeah, no.
You don't like that sort of real barbershop type one, do you?
I like quite
sweet stuff. Similar taste to me, but without the fougere in there. Right, we've taken enough of your time. Thank you for all coming with me with this. Have you tried any female fragrances and liked them? I like a lot of unisex fragrances. Personally, I don't think with my huge amount of manliness that florals really work for me. And I work in quite a male-orientated environment with a lot of alpha males, and I think that I would struggle a little bit at work. Well, not me personally, with them.
With them?
Yeah. So mechanics and all those. If I walked in the workshop and I said to them, "Do you like me smelling of alien or something really floral?" They tell me to get out. This is what I'm getting at, yeah.
Not because of your perfume.
Oh, because they don't like me. So Josh is saying, no one likes me at work. Right, and on that, we're going to go. So thank you very much, and we'll see you all a bit later. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.